Today we are going to evaluate algebraic expressions. So the key concept is to evaluate an expression, use substitution to replace a variable with its numerical value. Then use the order of operations to simplify. So what they're showing us in the example is they're showing us four different variables, A, B, C, and D. Your variables are your letters. And then they're showing us an algebraic expression that says 5A plus 2B divided by C plus D squared. So what you have to do is you have to take and substitute or replace each variable with the specific value that they give us. So they input the number for each letter. Then you have to follow order of operations. Parentheses, exponents, multiply and divide left to right, add and subtract left to right. So in this particular problem, they multiply. Remember, when you have a number touching a letter, right here, like this 5A, that means multiplication. So that's why they put the 9 in the parentheses. So they're going to multiply. They're going to do their exponent. Then they're going to come back and multiply and divide left to right. So let's look at a couple of these in more detail. Looking below at these expressions, it says evaluate the expression if A equals 3 and B equals 4. So on this first problem, you have 2AB. So you have to take the number that they give you for A and you have to put it into the expression. You also have to take the number that they give you for B and you have to put it in the expression. So we are using substitution. Okay, we are substituting. We are placing the number in for the variable. In this particular problem, this is all multiplication, so we are going to multiply straight across. 2 times 3, which gave us 6. Bring down your 4. 6 times 4 is 24. Looking at the next problem, you're going to do the exact same thing. What they did was they input the numbers for the variables. Remember, whenever you have two variables or a coefficient in a variable, this means multiplication. So they simply input the numbers and wrote the multiplication symbol. Then you have to follow order of operations. So you are going to have to multiply first. They take 3 times 4 and get 12. Then you're going to add. So your expression simplified would be 17. So you're going to do the exact same thing with addition and subtraction. You are simply going to take the value that they give for the particular variable. In this problem, they say n equals 6. So in both of these problems, you are going to substitute the 6 in for the n, just as they do in this example, and then you are going to follow the order of operations. So we are simply substituting. Looking at this next problem, often whenever you have a fraction, this is intimidating to students. However, this fraction is simply a division problem. We are taking 56 and we are dividing it by n. So we are simply going to substitute just like we have been doing, and we are going to put the 8 in for the n. So they substitute the 8 in, and they take 56 divided by 8. It's important that you remember which number is your divisor and your dividend, okay? Your dividend is your 56. Your divisor the number you're dividing by is your 8. If you were writing this in a long division symbol, this would be 56 divided by 8. Don't let the fractions scare you. They're just simply a division problem. And on the next one is subtraction. Plug your 8 in and subtract. Everything I have showed you is a one-step problem. Some of them in the beginning were 2 steps. So once you substitute, so first thing you're going to do is substitute the variable, which is the letter, with the number given. Then you're going to follow order of operations. Parentheses, exponents, multiply and divide, add and subtract. Remember, the last 2 go from left to right. And then you will evaluate or simplify. The reason we don't say solve is because we don't have an equal sign. That concludes our lesson.